Alright, so here we are. If you, by chance, follow me on Twitter, which I highly suggest you do so that you can get updates to videos and stuff like that when you know, that way you know when I'm gonna upload something cool, like a console overview, you know, because you people seem to like those. But yeah, if you follow me on Twitter, you know, that I have been, well, that I have acquired this thing right here, and do pardon some of the noise. I have a burb, and, yeah, she's kinda... He is very much... Shut up. Did I ask? Did I ask for your input? Did I ask? Did I ask? Did I ask for your input? I did not. Yeah, I bought this beta machine. This is a Betamax, or a Sony Betamax SL8600. This is a Beta 2 unit, and that is actually quite controversial. I'll get into that in a little bit. But this is a beta machine which is currently celebrating its 40th birthday. So this is sort of a cool thing that I'm like, you know what, I'm in the market for an old beta machine. I've got my newer ones right there. The bottom one there doesn't work, but the top one is my main transfer deck where I do all the, commercial videos that I have up on here. But yeah, I wanted to get an older deck like this because, look at it. Does your pussy Blu-ray player do this shit? No, it doesn't. That's quality. That's quality, and you know that's quality. Listen to that sound. Listen, just listen to how it sounds when you do this. Let me focus quick. Just... That's quality. That's quality. Anyways, it doesn't work properly. There's a myriad of problems with this, it seems, and I am going to actually probably do a little bit of a series here where I restore this thing and get it working, and I will upload it to the YouTube so that you can watch it with your eyes. So yeah, it eats tapes, and let me find one of its victims. This is one of its victims here. This is just a junk tape that didn't have anything important on it. It ate that tape. Sorry, my floor is really horrible right now. My bird is making a mess. There's seed and there's feathers all over the floor because she's molting. Oh, shit. Anyways, yeah, it ate this tape, and I pretty much knew it was going to eat tapes because this machine has been sitting around for 30-plus years doing nothing. And when that happens, these things start to not work properly. So I had a feeling it would eat the tape, and it did. So, yeah, remember to use junk media. Remember, like, if you're going to get into this format, I suggest you buy just a bunch of random tapes from someone off eBay for, like, $5 or $6 or $7 or maybe $10. Go through them on a good, reliable machine to pull everything off, and then just use those tapes as just sacrificial tapes so that you can put them into machines like this and determine whether or not they are going to work. But yeah, this machine does not work. We will actually plug this in right now, and I will show you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I should probably also mention that this thing weighs 50 pounds. So, yeah. There we go. Let me, Her name is Big Ass Bertha, because, look at it. It's fucking huge. And I just think that name is pretty fitting. Because... This will give you your daily workout. Oh, God. Here it is from the top. But yeah, that'll give you your daily workout. So we will plug this in, and I will demonstrate to you as to why it does not work properly. Oh, and to all the people that are inevitably going to say, wow, that's an old VHS player. It's not a VHS player. This is a Betamax machine that plays Betamax tapes. VHS, Betamax, two different things. So yeah, as you can see, let me adjust the exposure here. Yeah, it does turn on. It does actually turn on. It does somewhat work. You can attempt to load a tape, although I would not recommend you do that unless you want the tape to get destroyed. So, it does kind of do some of the stuff it's supposed to kind of do. It kind of loads the tape, it kind of ejects the tape, It kinda sort of rewinds and fast forwards once I disable a certain sensor. The end sensor that detects the end of the tape has gone a little bit on the wonk. So it thinks that it perpetually thinks that it's reached the end of the tape when it has not, so it will not play, stop, it will not play, rewind, fast forward, record, any of that. So we're actually going to open this. I'm going to show you this beast on the inside, and it is something to really, really behold. It's a very interesting machine. Alright, let's see if I can do this one-handed. No, not really. Oh, maybe. Ooh, I did. Nice. Quality. Now that's handiwork. Oh, God. Okay, I just dropped the top cover. It'll be alright. It's a fucking Sony. Anyways, here we are. Inside the beast. The beast. This is a single motor design, thus the single speed, only Beta 2. And I mentioned that I would talk about that a little bit earlier. This is a machine that would only record in one speed, and this was a very controversial machine, the SL8600, because it only, like I said, recorded in one speed. So you could only get B2 quality. So everyone who had Betamax tapes that recorded in B1, you could not play them. So how this worked is you had three different speeds. You had Beta 1, which I can't remember the exact rate that the tape would move at, but it was the slowest speed, or the fastest speed rather. Beta 1 was the fastest speed, and it gave you the highest quality, but it gave you the shortest recording time. Beta 2 gave you slightly more recording time and slightly less quality. And then there was Beta 3 that gave you kind of crap recording quality, but it gave you a lot more recording time. And there were also different lengths of tapes depending on how much money you wanted to spend on a tape, so you could cram more onto a tape if you would buy a tape that had more tape. So yeah, this, for the people that had Beta 1 tapes lying around, they could not play those tapes in this machine, and they felt a little bit betrayed that it would not play at least B1 and B2, because B1, by the time that this machine came out in 1979, was the standard. Well, not 1979, about 1978, 1979 is when these started rolling out. So, yeah, by then, Beta 1 had already been established as the standard for Betamax, because that was, this came out in 1977. The only decks you could buy at the time, I do believe, recorded in Beta 1. So, everyone felt kind of fucked over when they got this home and realized that it would only record and playback in Beta 2. So if you had a Beta 1 tape, it would not play. If you record a Beta 2 tape on a newer machine, it will not play in this machine. So, there you go. But the other consequence of this is that going on into the future, Beta 1 would mostly be phased out on consumer-level Betamax machines, like the SL-HF600 and the SL300 right there. They would mostly be phased out in favor of Beta 2, because that's generally what people wanted, but they didn't want to have to sacrifice Beta 1 and Beta 3 in the future to only record in one speed. They wanted a multi-speed design in case, depending on what their needs were. This only played in one speed. Only recorded in one speed, only accepted one speed. So that is why we have a single motor design here, which controls everything. Literally every belt is connected to this motor. This motor controls all of the movement for loading the tape, the head, all of the crap that involves, the tape moving throughout the path. This single motor is responsible for. So, let's try loading a tape in. Let me find a junk tape, and I will get back to you. Okay. So, here we go. Here, I got a tape in here. I'm going to push it in there. We're going to see what happens, or what doesn't happen, or if something blows up. Here we go. Actually, it worked a little bit better that time. I did kind of run my finger over the belts and get rid of some of the crud that was on there, but the belts on the bottom could definitely use a lot of work. I'm going to try and probably put a rubber band on there. That's cheating. I know, I'm trash, I'm garbage. But you know how this stuff goes. Sometimes you gotta jury-rig crap together. But it did load the tape. Now, I guarantee you it will not spit out the tape. It will also probably not play the tape. I did screw around in this thing the other day, but I don't know just how successful I've been. Let's see if it actually does play the tape. It does not play the tape. As you can see, the tape is not spinning. It is going into auto shutoff, which means something is telling this machine not to play the tape. Now, see if it will fast forward. It will not. Let's see if it will rewind. It will just barely do that, because I did unplug one of the sensors that says, hey, idiot, stop the tape. That would be the tape stop sensor right there. I'm going to plug that back in and see if we get any sort of result out of this. So that's plugged in again. We will see now if... It looks like it kind of wants to start, but it doesn't actually kick in. You hear, like, the pinch roller right there is squeezing against the capstan, but the capstan is not turning. Something is preventing this motor from turning. I need to figure out what it is. I also need to figure out why it's doing that. Let me see something here. I'm going to put the camera down and I'm going to try something out quick. Well, at the very least, let's see if... I tried to fool around in there. I can't get it to cooperate with me. But when I hit pause, look at this. It spins up as normal. So it's just something that's preventing it from going forward. So I have a feeling it's the tape stop sensor, or it's got to be another sensor that's in there that's saying, hey, no, not today. So I'm going to have to look into what that might be. I'm no professional at this. I do know some professionals at this, but I don't know if they'd be willing to help me out. So I'm going to try and figure this out on my own, because to be honest with you, that's kind of why I bought this machine, because I want to screw around with it. So we will see what happens. I'm going to try and eject the tape now. It will eat the tape. Believe me when I say it will eat the tape, because it's already eating the tape. It ate the tape. So, luckily it only ate the leader, so it should still be able to just pull it right back out. Without breaking it like I did last time. There we go. It's caught in there somewhere now. Come on. Come on, little buddy. You can do it. Come on, little dude. Get out of there. Okay. I'm going to try and get a tape out of here without it getting destroyed. So I will be right back. I'm going to have to take this front cover off. Well, I got the tape out. It's mangled. It's not going to play right at the beginning, but who cares, because it's mostly the leader that just got destroyed. So I'm going to wind that back up here quick. Yeah, as you can see, it got that tape pretty good. It's pretty mangled, but it'll still play, because that's just the beginning. So, yeah. So there's this sensor right here. Well, it's not much of a sensor, it's a switch. If I push this down, that will spin that up. But I want to see something quick. I want to see if this take-up spool is turning. Let me give that a little bit of help. The take-up spool does not appear to be turning properly. Let me unplug the sensor again here. Well, after looking at this thing for another 20 or so minutes, I can definitely say that I feared that maybe the capstan was not turning and that would have sucked, but it is. It is turning. You can see it. That guy right there. That guy right there. That is turning. That is turning how it's supposed to. Now, what isn't turning is this. That's not turning properly, at least. It does turn, but it looks like it's catching, and that's my take-up spool. So I need to figure out why exactly that's not turning. Let me do this here. Oh boy. Come on. I'll give you a little bit of encouragement. Okay. Now we've got it on its side, so I can actually... I opened it up, I got the back cover off, I got that off. So, yeah, now I just have to check this out. So let's see what's going on when I press the play button. Oh yeah, our theoretical tape is not loaded. Let me take care of that quick. There we go. Now our theoretical tape is loaded. So, play. Nothing. There goes all this. So this is how this machine works. All these belts. And I'm just looking at it here. This belt right here in the middle, this big guy, that's flexing a lot. I don't like how that's... Yeah, it feels like some of these are definitely... They definitely appear to be slipping. Let me look on the other side while I... Let me see if I can get this thing across here. Alright, so here's an update. I actually have a tape in there. I'm kind of getting it to work by holding this slack detector out of the way so it will actually let the tape move forward while in play. I'm not really getting anything picture-wise, and the tape is going into slack. So that means that the take-up spool is not spinning properly, which means that there's definitely a belt that needs to be either restored or replaced. So that's going to be fun. Also, there is something in the auto-stop mechanism preventing this from working properly, so that's always fun. Let me try plugging the sensor back in again. Yep. So let me explain a little bit better what's going on when I actually try to play this tape. So as you can see, just pay attention to that little white bastard right there. So what that is called, that part right there is called the slack detector. And what that does is that detects when the tape is going slack. It's a lot like a metal detector. And it detects when the tape is actually moving somewhere that it should not be moving, i.e. it's not being wrapped tightly enough around the tape path. So when it realizes that it's not being tightly wrapped, it goes into auto shutoff mode, which is what that click is, which makes it stop running. Now, if I push this back and hold down the play button, it will spin up and continue to play. But I'm not getting any playback, so I'll need to figure out what's going on with that. It's not actually... It will actually spin the tape. I can't really do this with one hand here. Let me try and stage the shot. I mean, I can't really do that either, so I guess you're just going to have to take my word for it. I can't put this tape into playback because it detects that it's going into slack, and that is a design feature there to protect your tape from damage, to protect it from getting eaten up, which is a brilliant design move, but it's being a bit of a pain in the ass for me. So I'm going to have to try and figure out why this tape... Like, I already know why it's not letting it go forward. But I also need to figure out... Well, obviously the reason the tape is going slack is because it's not winding up tightly enough, which means one of the belts is being problematic. So we're going to have to see which belt is causing that problem. Well... Kinda works.